everyone, and welcome to session 6 of the Feasts of Easter with Godly Play. I'm glad that you've chosen to join me again, and I look forward to our time together today. I hope that you are doing well. Please come join me on the floor or in a comfortable position as we begin Faces of Easter, section 6. In the beginning, the baby was born. God chose Mary to be the mother of God, and the Word was born of a wordless child. When the baby looked into the face of Mother Mary and Father Joseph, he could see the sign of the cross. The baby became a boy. When he was about 12, he went with Mother Mary and Father Joseph from their town of Nazareth to the great city of Jerusalem to keep one of the high holy days. As they were journeying back on the road, Mother Mary and Father Joseph noticed that Jesus was not with them. They searched for him and found him in the temple talking to the rabbis, the priests. When Jesus was asked why he was not with them, he said, "Did you not know that I would be in my Father's house?" Jesus grew and became a man. When he was about 30, he went to the river Jordan, where he found his cousin John baptizing people, and told John to baptize him. When Jesus was being baptized by John, some people saw a dove come down from heaven and come close to Jesus. Others heard a voice that said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." Jesus went across the Jordan River and into the desert to discover more about who he was and what his work was. While in the desert, a voice came to him 3 times. The 3 times included an offer to turn stone into bread for food. The second was a test to see if God would save him by jumping from a height, and if angels would be there to catch him. And finally, the voice asked him to follow him and become king over all the kingdoms. But Jesus said no each time. Jesus then left the desert after 40 days and 40 nights to do his work. Jesus came back across the Jordan and began. His work was to come close to people, especially the people no one else wanted to come close to. He came close to this blind man, so close that he's touching his eyes. They became well when Jesus was close to them. Jesus also told parables. Finally, he knew that he had to become a parable, so he turned to Jerusalem. Jesus went to Jerusalem for the last time. It was the time of the Passover, and the city was full of people from many different lands. They thought Jesus was coming to be a king, but they weren't paying attention. He wasn't riding on a great white horse when he came into the city. He wasn't being carried by soldiers. He was riding on a donkey, and it wasn't even his. He had borrowed it. Still, that Sunday when Jesus came into Jerusalem, people waved palm branches, which were a sign of kings. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Jesus went into the temple to teach. Every night he went back to the Mount of Olives with the 12. The people watched him and whispered that the Mount of Olives was where angels were supposed to come down to make an army to drive away the Roman soldiers. One day when Jesus was teaching in the temple, he said, "Do you see that old woman over there? She's going to put something in the money box. Listen, did you hear anything?" "No. She put the smallest coin there is in the box. That was all the money she had." Now here comes a rich man. He has so much money to put in the money box that he had to have help to carry it. His money makes a huge clanging and ringing as they pour into the box. Now I wonder which one really gave the most, the woman or the old rich man. Some said the rich man gave the most. Some said the old woman. The temple guard said, "On Thursday we will take him." But on Thursday they could not find him. That evening, Jesus and the 12 hurried through the dark streets to a house. They climbed up the stairs to an upper room and shared their Last Supper together. After they had everything they wanted to eat, Jesus took some bread and gave thanks to God for it. Then he broke it and said something like, whenever you break the bread like this and share it, I will be there." He also took a cup of wine and gave thanks to God for it and said, "Whenever you share a cup of wine like this, I will be there." What was he talking about? He was always saying things like that. How could they know? Still, they did not forget, and later they would understand. Suddenly Judas got up and left. The rest sang a hymn and then went to the Garden of Gethsemane on the Mount of Olives. Jesus wanted to pray. When he was finished, he joined the 12, but Judas came out of the dark and greeted him. This was a signal for the temple guards to take him. They too came out of the shadows and took Jesus away with them into the night. The 12 disappeared into the darkness as well. Now I wonder if there's anything in this room that can help tell this story. I wonder if there's anything in your room that will help tell this story. I hope that you are doing well and that I get to see you very soon. Have a wonderful day.